All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to round two of the AMX Off-Road Asphalt Street Stock Series. I am joined tonight with Cody Harrelson. Cody, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing good tonight. How are you, Frank?
Not too bad. I'm glad you can join us this week. Sorry you missed us in the booth last week, but I don't know if you had a chance to watch last week's race, but it was pretty good, and I'm hopeful we carry it over to tonight. Tell us a little bit what you know about Wild West and kind of how it differs from Crandon.
Oh, Wild West. I mean, it's got its own sets of and tricks and tips, but for the most part, I think everybody in this field is gonna be driving the car about the same way. Turn one is about like Cowboy Corner in Crandon Long, which I believe, if I remember right, Frank, we'll see that track later on in the season.
That we will. Let's take a look right now. Looking at Chase Greer, he's pretty much our points leader going in tonight. Let's go ahead and see if we can't pull up the points as they stand. Let me find that real quick. So going
Looks like
into
he might.
tonight, Chase Greer's 106 points with some bonus points awarded last week, and behind him Solomon Borschinger, 101, and then Taylor Vandenbush, Nick Nowak, Anthony James, Jeffrey, Jonathan, and Thomas. And it looks like we have a couple new drivers join us tonight with Quentin Johnson and looks like possibly Chris and Garrett. So some new action.
Don't forget tonight, Frank, that Chase Greer, Taylor Van Bush, and Solomon Borschinger all get to start from the rear of our feature, so that should add some excitement to tonight's race.
Oh, that definitely will. Good old AMX rule special. Keeps fresh. Keeps those fast guys to a point where they gotta kind of race them their way through the field. So with that,
See some good racing action.
absolutely. So with that, we got about 2 more minutes here worth of practice. Let's see if we can't. Yeah, they're gonna be going through their drivers' meeting. I was gonna see if we can't get anyone on the radio, but we'll go ahead and hold off on that for a minute as they do all their kind of their final checks and stuff like that with race control. So
Looks like Chase Greer has his fastest lap already in practice, so he's looking sporty tonight.
yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. I mean, behind him looks like we got looks like Anthony James is going to be fast tonight with a 49.18 with Vanden Bush behind him. So a lot of speed up front. I think this,
Yes, sir.
looking at times, Solomon might have his hands full tonight. He's currently sitting in 6th in practice, so a little bit off the pace, but could just be tweaking adjustments or just trying to kind of find the line.
Well, one thing I know, as night goes on, these cars are going to handle a lot better, and these guys are going to get a lot faster.
Yeah, it's from my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of a little bit different than like your Pro 2s, where the slicker tracks are a little bit more friendly to these cars, mainly because, well, in theory, they're set up for asphalt. So it only stands
That
to
is
reason.
correct. That is correct.
So we've got about 30 seconds here left. It's going to be a random draw for the grid. Probably going to run one heat race tonight. Everyone's going to transfer, which will make it easy. It looks like a last-second addition with a Judson Travis.
Judson Travis.
So we'll see if he's able to get a lap in before we wrap it up. But no, it's going to be a fun night.
Who you got your eye on tonight, Frank?
You know, Chase has just been overall fast, but I think the sleeper tonight is Anthony. I know he kind of struggled last week, but this is his type of track. So I would not be surprised if he shows up some speed tonight.
Well, he definitely is the pro in the field, but I definitely would not count out Anthony. He's my one to watch tonight.
Absolutely. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the grid. Um, looks like up front we got Chris Flores, I believe that's how you pronounce that. Outside of him, Taylor Vanden Bush. Solomon Borschinger, third. Judson Travis, fourth. Chase Greer. Anthony James outside of him. Nick Nowak. Quentin Johnson. And then Garrett McKay is going to round out the field. And looks like that is all 9 drivers. So with that, we'll wait to turn them loose.
Remember, guys, it ain't about your fast time in practice for this. We do a random draw for our heat races every week.
Yeah, that makes it fun. You kind of never know where you're going to end up.
For sure.
It looks like we're going to get going here in just a second. Pace car is going to get released.
If I caught my peak right, it looks like maybe Anthony and Chase, did you say that? Are they starting next to each other?
They are. So our kind of two drivers to watch. It's going to get interesting real quick in this heat race. So 4 laps is what we're going to run.
4 laps. Top 3, correct me if I'm wrong, will gain some stage points, and
that is correct.
We go.
Oh, got
and they're wrecking in the back. Nick Nowak upside down.
That did not take long at all.
Hard start for Nick. Taylor Van Bush out to an early race lead. Looks like we got Chris Flores in second, Chase Greer in third, Solomon Borschinger fourth, Quentin Johnson rounds out your top 5.
Yeah, it looks like Taylor's wasting no time. Ooh, some contact there with the inside wall.
Solomon Borschinger in turn 3 got the inside wall.
Let's go ahead and
Chase has moved his way up to second. It looks like he got around Chris Flores there. Got a nice little battle for, what is that, 4th and 5th?
Yeah, looking at 4th place right now, Solomon.
Here comes Anthony in tow. As they send him off into turn 1, Solomon's doing a little blinky black. As he drops a spot. Did you see that? He went wide and lost a spot.
So we're going to ride on board here for a second with Anthony.
Man, those Oculus, that VR is wild stuff, man. I was fortunate enough to go out to Crandon over Labor Day weekend, and they had a simulator out there running a Pro 4 and a motion rig with VR, and that was wild.
So it looks like Anthony's kind of closed the gap here on Solomon a little bit. With, is that Chase Greer? Also right on the tail of Vanden Bush. So this might be a fun battle to watch up here.
Chase is fast, and we got us a battle for the lead. It's going to be tough to pass, though, Frank, because these cars, they like the fast line. So it'll be interesting to see how Chase sets this up.
Yeah, passing's going to be hard until it kind of slicks in a little bit. Even then, I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of one line.
I think Chase might just wait for Taylor to make a mistake, and it is real easy to do with these jumps in these cars because they are loose on landing. As you see, Taylor kicked the back end out right there. And yeah, look at that. Chase dives onto the inside, and he's got to run for the lead.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Ooh, is he going to be able to save it?
Oh, he's off the track. As Chase goes on by, Taylor's going to gather it up, keep it in second place.
And real quick, we'll look back here where you got Garrett and Quentin going at it.
They got a good battle going here.
Yeah, we'll jump back up front here.
Chase has stretched out to, what's he got for a lead? He's got a 3-second lead already. That's looking pretty sporty.
Yeah, he's going to appreciate that even though, unfortunately, he's going to the rear for the main. But
I don't know that it's going to matter tonight, Frank. He is these last 2 seasons that we've done the street stock, he has been bad fast. And that was our final lap.
That
Chase
was.
Greer first, Taylor Vandenberg second. Solomon Borschinger brings it third. Fourth, Garrett McKay. Fifth, Quentin Johnson. Chris Flowers sixth. And looks like Nick Nowak, Anthony James. I believe that'll round out your finishers.
That will. Looks like, unfortunately, Judson was not able to line up tonight, but either that or he's sitting in the pits. I'm trying to tell if he's still connected or not, but regardless, not a bad heat.
Oh, that was fun to watch.
So real quick, let's go ahead and pull up some results for that heat. And it looks like, as you said, Chase Greer is going to walk away with 5 points in that heat race win. Taylor Vandenbush behind him. Solomon scoring some points as well. Then you got Garrett in fourth. Quentin fifth. Chris sixth. Nick Nowak. Anthony James. Kind of wondering what happened with him. He went a lap down. And then Judson Travis down 3 laps. So very unfortunate there.
I'd be interested to see what happened to Anthony, but my guess is he found his best friend, the pole.
Yeah, it tends to happen. So, all right, we're going to spend a couple minutes here warming up, and while we do that, let's take you back to last week and show you guys a quick recap of the last couple laps at Crandon. Looking back up front, Solomon is all over Chase Greer right now. Trying desperately to make something happen, as he is very quickly running out of time. On board here with Solomon. That's what that gap looks like. Under a second. As, look at that. Taylor Vandenbush throws it in low. Not able to make it stick. But Solomon knows he's there for sure. And he's going to be perfect. And Taylor's going to bring it in low and lose it in the turn as we go under the white flag. Is Taylor going to be able to get it going in time? Where is Anthony? Anthony about 20 seconds back, so they're really no factor. Nick Nowak behind him. As we're back up front here. Solomon again in pursuit of Chase Greer. And at this point, Taylor Vandenbush is about 4.5 seconds behind them, so really not too much of a factor. Unless something catastrophic here happens, but looks like Chase Greer is going to take the checkered flag here at round 1. With Solomon Boschner behind him. And Taylor Vandenbush, unfortunately that spin out is not going to go his way here in the opening round. So yeah, that was a good race. Like I said, I'm eager to see what Chase is going to be able to do tonight. He's, like I said, shown a lot of speed so far, and I know that Solomon wants some redemption, so it's going to be fun. So with that, we got about... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I did not mean to cut you off.
If he can keep it straight, I think he's going to be one to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got about 2 minutes here left to warm up, get a couple more laps in, and yeah. Any other thoughts before the green flag flies? I'm kind of curious, Cody. You've always run these a lot better than I have, so kind of thoughts going into tonight, kind of what the keys to the race would be.
The biggest key is to keep that car pointed straight. It's going to be the toughest challenge of the night for these guys. These cars are set up to run an asphalt oval, so they weren't designed to make the dirt off-road. They weren't. There's not a whole lot setup wise as far as in here as we can do to make them handle any better. They are wild on landing, and It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It takes a lot of patience, but I I think these guys are gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
Oh, we got
agree.
the Dirty Plum tuning in.
I know. I was gonna say I got the chat up right now, so if you got drivers in here that you're rooting for, make sure you give them some love. They love seeing your guys' support, so throw it up in the chat. And then with that, if anyone's interested in getting in on this series, we do run every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. We're about halfway through this mini series, but we do a lot of other fun stuff with Pro 2, Pro 2 lights, and street stocks and stuff like that on these off-road tracks. So be sure to check us out, amxiracing.com, for all the schedules and how to get connected, Discord links, and we'd love to have you guys come out and run with us. So it looks like with that, we are going to go ahead and get ready to grid. And I will go ahead and pull up our main event. So main event 15 laps is going to be competition caution after lap 7. Some bonus points if you lead a lap and if you lead the most laps. And as Cody pointed out, Chase Greer, Solomon Boschner, and Tyler Vanden Bush are going to the rear. So Cody, take us through the lineup tonight.
All right, so on the pole, looks like we're gonna have, should be Chase, but it's actually gonna be Quentin Johnson. Lining up next to him will be Garrett McKay. Then it'll be Nick Nowak, Chris Flowers, Judson Travis, Anthony James, and I believe it'll be, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it'll be Taylor Vanden Bush, Solomon Borschinger, with last week's winner Chase Greer starting at the tail.
You are correct, my friend. That is how I am showing it, as we are about to go green here. So everyone's going to get lined up and let that pace car get out there a little ways.
We'll see if Nick can get a little bit friendlier restart this time around.
Yeah, it looks like they're still trying to get in line. Because we are green flag here.
And we are green flag racing off into turn 1. And oh my goodness, we got them wrecking everywhere. Looks like Quentin Johnson's going to get the early race lead with Garrett McKay right on his tail. I just saw a glimpse of Chase there. It looks like he might be making his way up already.
Yeah, I'm seeing Solomon in the lineup as well with, yeah, you're right, Chase Greer and Judson.
Chase, Solomon, if he can get around these two and get off in the race lead, he could run away with this one tonight.
Riding on board Solomon, right now with Taylor Vanden Bush as he tries to make his way up there.
Taylor's always been another one of those that he's pretty consistent on his laps. So as Solomon goes up high in turn 1 again, and we got Chase Greer and Taylor Vanden Bush coming for race lead. Yes. Chase is on the outside of Quentin, and he's going to take the long way around to get the race lead as Taylor fights on the inside in turn 3.
Yeah, Taylor wasted no time chasing Chase up there.
Man, you can't let him get away. I mean, even with that comp caution, Taylor's got to run him down and try and get that lead. Control at comp caution is going to be a big factor in this.
Yeah, a little bit further back, I see, Nick Nowak with, it looks like that was Judson who made
Travis.
Contact, yeah.
As Anthony is all over the place landing. Him and Nick battling here for, what position is that? Looks like
they're
maybe
battling
fifth.
for 5th right now.
Anthony going to take the long way around and get into the side of Nick. They're going to bring it down in turn 3. Anthony's got the preferred line, and he's got that spot as Nick tries to look back on the inside, going up the backstretch into turn 4.
Yeah, let's jump up back in front, see where Chase is at. Looks like he's got a good 2-second gap over second place Taylor Van Bush, with another 2 seconds behind him. You'll see Solomon. So pretty much, pretty evenly spaced out front.
Looks like a replay last week, if you ask me there, Frank.
Yeah, I say that, but last week, once they threw that caution, it was a whole different game.
Picking up where they're putting down. Anthony just getting another position here. He's making his way up to 4th, and he's going to be chasing Solomon down. Be interesting to see what lap times show here when he can get a nice clean lap put in, if he can be faster than our leader or even faster than the top 3.
Yeah, who's kind of surprised me? Quentin's showing some really good speed tonight as well, keeping the pressure on Anthony.
Quentin has always been one of those sleepers as well. I mean, he's there if you make a mistake week in and week out.
Let's see, any other good battles developing on the track? Nick Nowak up to 6 after kind of a rough start, both in the heat race, and I don't think he had that good of a start in the main tonight.
No, he didn't have a very good start in either race.
Looking at Garrett McKay right now. And we'll jump back up front as I think we got, two more till we go under caution.
2 more. Kind of run through the field here. We got Chase Greer, Taylor Van Bush, Solomon Borschinger, Anthony Janes, Quentin Johnson, Nick Nowak, Garrett McKee, and looks like Chris Flores and Judson Travis are both pit side.
So we're with Chase
Chris
Greer
can get
right
back
now.
out here. If Chris can get back out, he can still get his lap back. They do give 1 lap down drivers their lap back at the comp caution. So he might not be out of this one yet.
Yeah, looks like we're going to go around one more time before we throw the caution here midway. Get a chance to restack everyone and let the cards kind of lie where they may.
I tell you what, Chase and Taylor are putting down pretty similar laps. Taylor was actually faster that last lap by about a 1/10.
Yeah, let's take a look at some lap
times. He could be reeling in our leader here.
Yeah, no, it looks like the last 2 laps, he might be kind of closing it in.
Looks like Anthony's also pulling in on Solomon here by about half a second that last lap, so that'll be interesting to see too if he can catch up, as I think we are coming to the comp caution this time by.
We are. Caution's out. And with that, we'll slow up and let everyone an opportunity to catch up. And looks like only one. Looks like Chris Flores is 2 laps down, so he'll get at least a lap back. And everyone else is just going to pretty much
just to get out of the pits.
That's true. He is still in the pits, so we'll see if he's able to get back out there. Damage is turned off on these, so it's not going to be a fast repair issue. I guess the question is he still running, or is he kind of wanting just to hang tight?
As we slow up, let's should we go through our lineup here real quick?
Yeah, I'll follow you as you walk through our drivers. Looking at Chase Greer right now.
So first off, we got Chase in second place for the restart. Looks like we're gonna have Taylor Vandenbush, Solomon Borschinger in third, Anthony Janes fourth, Quentin Johnson fifth, Nick Nowak sixth, and Garrett McKay in seventh. So remind me, Frank, are we doing these guys? Are they doing the Delaware double file, or are they doing a single file restart?
They should.
As you said, I was not here
Traditionally, they
last
will.
week, so I did not get to
Traditionally,
see
they
it.
will do the Delaware file restart. However, because this is open hosted, I would not be surprised if they just keep it single file, because that is a manual restart. And sometimes when you get some people who want to join last second from the lobby, it's hard to go through all the rules and understand. So we'll see what they do here and kind of,
Looks like we're going to be doing single file with the way that Taylor is lining up here quick.
yeah, it's looking to be that way.
So as we re-rack them and restack them, let's see how they do with a single file restart. Maybe Anthony can jump up there and snag a couple positions and contend for this lead, or can even Taylor maybe get the jump on Chase? And remember, Chase is the control car for this restart. Anywhere, I believe, at the top of the plateau there that you see,
You
he
are
can take
correct.
off and run. See, all them years of driving has paid off on this. As we go back green flag racing, Anthony getting a little wiggle onto the inside. Taylor looking to the outside of Chase in turn one. Looks like he's going to file back in line and try and set him up for turn two. Taylor, he cannot afford to let Chase get away this time. He's got to beat down that back door. As he peeks off to the inside, can he get the drive going up the hill into turn four? Taylor looking to the outside. Chase has got that inside preferred line. Chase going to pull about a 1 or 2 car gap coming off turn four back down the front stretch.
Ooh, what a bump there.
Ooh, Taylor. Fancy landing there. Doesn't seem to affect him very much as he actually pulls in within a car length of Chase.
But I will say this, look who's lurking in third place right now.
Solomon Borshing are still in third. They put some distance on him, but he's still got the time to get up there. Looks like Anthony had some issues. He's fallen all the way back to 7th spot.
Yeah, not
That
a very
puts
good
Quentin
restart
Johnson
for
up
him.
in 4th. Quentin Johnson up into the 4th spot, and Garrett McKay up into the 5th. As we still got this tight-knit battle for the lead here, they're putting on a show. As we come across the stripe, it's still Chasing first, Taylor in second. Taylor's down on the inside. I don't think he wanted to be there, but he's got it around. Chase is going to pull a couple cars, but I think Taylor can reel him back in pretty quick.
Yeah, if it's one thing about Taylor, he's very strategic about kind of when and where he wants to strike. Oh, looks like Nick Nowak having problems there on that inside wall. Is that Garrett trying to get around him?
Nick just visiting his old friend back there.
Yeah, I've found the wall once or twice in my my day.
Never would do that, right?
Not on
Chase
purpose here.
back up the front. Chase is flirting with about a 1 second lead now, so he's putting a little bit of distance on Taylor. Taylor may be cooling off them tires, trying to build up another run on Chase. We shall find that out here soon. Lap 12 of 15, I think Chase is he's sitting pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it looks like Solomon's kind of sitting out there in no man's land right now. Really no pressure from behind, and got some distance to make up if he wants to give Taylor a run.
Yeah, I think Solomon, walking out of here, he's going to be happy with his third place run. Seeing his practice times, I don't know that this track suits him the best, but I think he'll be happy. Where are we at next week, Frank? Remind me.
We're going to be at Bark River.
Bark River.
Another
I know
long
that.
track.
That is one of those tracks that Solomon has a special place in his heart for. Solomon, he's a Michigan native, so that's home to him. I know he's going to want to put up a good showing there. Chase out to a almost 1.5 second lead. Taylor still trying to run him down there in second.
Yeah, quickly running out of time though.
Yes, he is. He's got, I believe, 2 laps to go at the stripe here, coming out of 4.
Yeah, everywhere
Be
else
interesting
on
to see
the
if he can mount up a charge.
yeah, everyone else in the field. I mean, behind Solomon, you got Quentin Johnson about 8 seconds behind, and then Nick Nowak about a second and a half. So really, we're kind of looking at the closest battle in the field right now.
Yeah, these cars, they do like to get spread out. I mean, unfortunate part of trying to build up a series, you don't have so many drivers to start out. I think as we go throughout the season, hopefully we can gain some people and you'll see a lot more battles. But these two at the front, they are good at putting on a show.
Speaking of show, looks like Chase Greer's about to steal it as he takes the white flag.
Yes, he is. Driver showing his spotter how to get around these tracks. Taylor Vandenbush spots for Chase Greer in some of his pro buggy races.
Take a look at the focus of Taylor Vandenbush, giving it all he can right now as they do come up on some lap traffic, so we'll see if that plays a factor in it.
Anthony's going to tell me I gave him the curse tonight.
Oh, what are friends for?
As we come out of turn 4, Chase Greer, he's going to get the win tonight. And Taylor Vandenbush is going to bring her home second.
Not bad. Not bad for those top 3.
Repeat of last week for the top 3, if you ask me.
Pretty much. I believe Solomon had second last week, so pretty much Taylor and Solomon are going to be swapping because Taylor found that inside wall.
Taylor hugging the inside wall. That's nothing new.
So we just wait
I'm
on our
kidding,
last
I'm
couple drivers.
Nick
like
Nowak looks like he's chasing down Quentin there, or oh, they're already past the line.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and see how it shaped up. Let me pull up the results. So, oh, my apologies. That is for Heat 1, which we already went through. Let's take a look at our feature tonight. So Chase Greer is going to walk away with the win. Taylor Vandenbush behind him. Solomon Boschinger, third. Quentin Johnson taking home that 4th spot. Nick Nowak making his way back up to 5th. Garrett McKay, 6th. Anthony James struggled, unfortunately, back down to 7th. And then Chris Flores and Judson Travis, I believe they probably got out of the car about midway through, being 10 and 13 laps down. So with that, let's see if we got anybody in the waiting room. It looks like, there we go. So we'll start with our 3rd place finisher tonight. Dragging in Solomon. Solomon, how does it feel tonight?
Well, may have not been able to get the whole chocolate bar tonight, but it's nice to get a Hershey's Kiss at 3rd place tonight.
Yeah, well,
That's for sure.
go ahead, Nick. Or Cody, my bad.
Solomon, not looking too bad out there tonight. I was telling Frank after your practice times, I think you would be happy coming home with that 3rd place finish.
Yeah, I could tell from the beginning of the night, even with the practice and tuning we did prior to the race, we didn't have the same speed that we were desiring. Just I wasn't able to keep up to the top pace, but we we were happy to be able to just stay up on the box here and keep a steady pace and run a third place finish tonight.
True, true. Tell me, going to Bark River next week, being that your home track, are you excited?
Oh, it's always a fun time going to Park River. It's very unpredictable, and it's going to be a matter of who can wheel it the best and figuring out just to stay consistent and at the same time keep the speed going.
For sure, for sure. Frank, you got any input you want to add here?
No, I think you pretty much covered it, Cody. Solomon, you look good. I feel like maybe a little bit of redemption tonight. Or my apologies, a little bit of a slip. But like I said, I know Bark River is a good track for you. I've seen you put down a lot of speed there, and I'm eager to see what you do. So, with that, I'm sure there's some people you want to thank, and I'll let you do that.
Yeah, sure thing. Just glad to be out here today. First, I got to thank my sponsors, K&K Contracting, Just the Trim Lawn Service, AMXI Racing. I got to thank my team, Just the Trim Racing, along with RTL Media, and any of the other sponsors I'm forgetting at this time.
Well, very good, my friend. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, thanks very much. Thanks, guys.
Sweet. As I bring in, yes, we do. As we bring in second place finisher Taylor Vanden Bush, a little bit of redemption from last week where you found the wall and was able to find the speed tonight after starting in the back and fighting your way through the field. And take us through. How did it feel out there?
Hot, very, very hot. That's the words to describe. It was a workout and a half to get up front and make sure Chase didn't get too far away. And I made some mistakes on that restart. I just couldn't catch him after that. But yeah, that front half of the race was intense.
Yeah, we were both Cody and I were hoping you'd be able to close the gap there on Chase, but it seemed like he didn't leave you too much of an opening. I don't know, anything you saw that you think you can work on going into Bark River next week that you might be able to capitalize if he is able to slip up and make that mistake that unfortunately just didn't seem to come tonight.
Chase is just so consistent and smooth with everything. So you have to match him, otherwise he just leaves you. And I made some major gear changes in warm up before the feature, and I could have made one more slide of chains, and I think I would have had something for him. So live and learn.
I hear you. Well, Cody, anything you want to add that I missed?
I think you covered it all. Taylor, you got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, well, thank you two for broadcasting. It's gonna be interesting to come watch Mr. Cody and Frank together. Then obviously Just the Trim and RTL, K&K Contracting, and of course AMXI Racing.
Well, very good, my friend. Well, I'll let you go back to celebrating, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Bark River.
Later.
All right. And with that, let's go ahead and bring in Chase Greer, tonight's winner. Cody, go ahead and start us off.
Ace, 2 weeks in a row. You're looking sporty in that asphalt street stock, showing off to everybody. How'd you feel tonight?
Yeah, that was a fun one. This track is all about just trying to stay consistent and not making mistakes, because this track will bite you back in a hurry. So, yeah, had a fun heat race battling out with Taylor, and then here in the main event was able to stay out of trouble early. Got a fairly decent start and was able to make my way to the lead in just a couple laps. So from there, I knew both Taylor and Solomon were going to keep me honest the whole way. So just had to make sure to not make any mistakes, and here we are.
Definitely, you guys kind of followed each other through the back, from the back of the pack up to the front there, and it looked like a little bit of a driver showing spotter how to be consistent out there.
Yep, I thankfully Taylor's my spotter in real life, and Thankfully, he kind of knows the different lines and knows what to tell me in my ear in real life. So it's fun to get to battle him and thankfully come out on top. I know I wouldn't hear the end of it probably if he gets around me. So we'll see if that happens next week. It very well could. But yeah, fun battle. So I got to thank Willow Mountain Lumber LLC, Raceline Wheels, Blood Lubricants, racetreads.com. You can order tires directly to your door, and you can use code CG24 on your next order, delivered straight to home. So, got some great supporters in real life. I'm happy to represent them here as well.
Definitely, definitely. We love watching you in real life, Chase. Speaking of next week, we're going into Bark River. How do you feel about that track? You think you can make it 3 in a row?
We'll see. Bark River, if I recall right, didn't treat me very well last year. So another track that can bite you in a hurry. So we'll see what happens. We'll start at the back again next week. So I think it might be a little bit harder to make up spots right away off the start at Bark River. So have to be slow and methodical with that one, but we'll see what we can do.
Definitely going to be looking for a little redemption next week. So, that's all I got for you, Frank. You got anything to add?
No, as always, Chase, it's just fun to watch you. Like I've commented to Cody, you're just so methodical, and it's very rare to see you ever make a mistake. So I'm definitely excited to see what you and Taylor and Solomon have going into Bark River next week because it's a short series, so things are going to happen quick. So I look forward to seeing what you got in your back pocket.
Yeah, definitely. Any slip up next week could put them right back in the points battle. So we'll see what we can do. So thanks to AMX iRacing for putting this on. Thank you guys for broadcasting, and looking forward to next week, hopefully with a few more cars. Good to see a little bit bigger car count this week.
Absolutely. Well, you have a great week, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
Sweet. And before we go, got a couple housekeeping items here. I'll go ahead and pull up the unofficial results, unofficial points at the end of round 2 here. So got a couple bonus points we need to assess, but looks like Chase Greer is going to extend his points lead out over Solomon, who is currently tied right now with Taylor. So some big drama going into to next week. Even if there is some bonus points given out, it's not going to make that big of a change. Nick Nowak sitting 4th with Anthony James, kind of taking a little bit of a hit tonight, but still in it. And then Quentin Johnson making his debut. And then Jeffrey Latch looks like dropping a position with 90 points. And then Garrett, Jonathan, Thomas, Chris, and Judson. So that is what the points look like going into next week. And I believe with that, Cody, that pretty much wraps it up for us here tonight at Wild West. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to having you back in the booth next week at Bark River.
Definitely can't wait to be back next week and get to call the rest of the season, hopefully, alongside you. So it was definitely fun, and can't wait to do it again.
Absolutely, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in. Like I said, it's an open series, so feel free to join us. If you have an iRacing subscription, be sure to check us out, amxiracing.com. Again, go to the website. You got all the results and standings and how to get in touch and get out on the track with us. So with that, I want to thank, on behalf of Cody and myself, for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next week at Bark River.